Hello. I feel like a face reading today and I don't feel like putting my hair up. And I'm in a bit of a grumpy mood. And I've already chosen, I have my 5 items I will show you in a moment. And I've already chosen which one I want for like an energy shake up within myself. I think it's actually 2. I think I'm surprisingly going to be more altered by the second one that I'm choosing. But the first one that I'm choosing, I'm like, that one's... Okay, welcome in pile selection. Okay, pile number 1 is this clear quartz cluster. Not me, the crystal. Is it focusing? Pile 2 is this. Is it a spirit quartz, maybe? Maybe not me. Pile 3. This guy. That sounded like I said this guy. Pile 4 is this clear quartz. And pile 5 is the only non-crystal. This shell. And that would be my laptop. I was not gonna turn it off because I thought, like, if we're doing bird cards, then I can look up the symbolisms of these birds or any other random cool stuff that comes to mind, but I guess it's gonna be turned off. I'll put it on the floor. Can you tell I'm in a little bit of a grumpy mood? Maybe not. I feel like my grumpy can sometimes be a bit more playful or more not grumpy compared to some people. Oh, that's cool. So I was thinking, like, my laptop's just dying. Oh, this is, see you at your piles if you're going. I'm just gonna complain. It's in a fun way though. Actually, it's more of a revelation. It's the opposite of complaining. It's a horn. I love horns. I was thinking my laptop's dying because this morning it turned off like 10 times, like pretty soon after opening it up, and I just realized I hadn't had it turned on, and my laptop always needs to be plugged in, and it's like it turns off if I like slightly nudge the cable, but this time I wasn't even like close to the cable and it was turning off. I'm like, what is this? I was like, am I just really like not in alignment with like something in particular? Is this like a sign trying to nudge me towards something? It stayed on longer. The thing is though, it was actually turning on. So the funny thing, okay, this is a cool message because it was actually doing better than I thought it would do or used to know it would do without charge. So it's like it was actually lasting longer than it should. But I was like, what are you doing? So I think you're doing way more goodly. There's something that you're expecting is, or seeing to be like on its last legs or like just kind of failing. But actually it's like because it's not plugged in. Okay. And thus it's actually doing better than it should be doing, not plugged in. Yeah, I can see, interesting. I was gonna say I can see multiple ways that this could go, so I didn't want to go into that message. But actually I was just seeing one way, but feeling the others or knowing that they're there. So there's a sense of like an unknown conditions that make you feel as though you're doing something wrong, but actually it's just because there are unknown conditions, or you haven't fully allowed yourself to really recognize those conditions or see that you are being jabbed, halted more in some way. Okay, or something that you're encountering or that this is about for you. Okay, let's go to pile 1. I feel like I need to laugh though. Maybe that's just pile 1. Welcome in, pile 1. The clear quartz cluster. I'll get cards immediately for you. There's a steady pace that I feel like you have. I don't want to get runes for you too. Flamp. I feel like I suddenly don't know where to look. That feels significant for you. You don't know where to look. The cards, many cards are coming out. Back of the deck. I think this has to do with someone that you're close with, but maybe unexpectedly so, or maybe someone that you're not expecting this to be about. Possibly a friend, or someone you consider a very close friend. Someone that perhaps on like an intuitive level you really trust. So the card, they might even feel a bit like an angel to you, or they could be connected with the angelic realm. That could be how you define them. Oh, that sounds like find. Okay, this could be a spirit guide. This could... That's painful. Okay, there's something about a spirit guide of yours. This could be the spirit, the higher self of this person if you knew, like, okay, this is who this is going to be. If not, it's like find them through your pain. This has to do with your pain. I'm gonna say for most of you the angelic realm, or maybe just a realm that you feel is angelic. Okay, wait, I showed you that one. It has to do with the heart, but I don't want to say it feels like the heart. It feels a bit more scraggly than that. Jumbled. The thing is that there's like a lot of cohesion in your energy, but I think that you feel really worked up, or you feel really anxious, or I don't know that that's anxiety. I think it's more like it's just something of pain. I don't know how to word that. It makes me think of an image of someone who is really shaking. It's not quite like shaking and looking all around themselves, but it kind of has that energy. If you want to ask a yes or no question right now, I felt really drawn to this deck, so feel free to do so. Otherwise, I'll see what messages just come through. Okay. There could be something about like hold on a minute, or hold off making a decision. The card that came out is no. And flip, the back of the deck is both though. And there's something of like wait and see the full picture, or it's like no because of the full stop. Yeah, and it's like when you sink into the full stop, like that's when you see both. Okay. Don't worry if that didn't resonate. I could feel that fitting for some. Okay. I'm gonna use another deck now too. You might be feeling a bit rough around the edges. I'm looking at your crystal and seeing actually it looks a bit like dirty. I feel like you have a bit of a fear of falling in some sense, like a fear of like falling into dirt. I'm getting an image with this of like you feeling like the nudge to drop and fall into the flowers, but you see like dirt in the flowers, or you're imagining that there is like that the flowers aren't flowers but like a pool of mud. I think it's some of you might be connected to angels, but you're afraid that they're just facades. And there's a call to feeling how they feel to you as opposed to what could be. We have Green Nymph, which is interesting because this card reminds me of like angels crossed with, I'll get that crystal for you actually. Zeta is at the back of the deck. Okay. Yeah, there's something about progression here. Or like some sense of being on a roll, or rolls. Peanut butter and jam rolls. I'll bring the little feather from the cute feather reading the other day. Okay, this is the, yeah, angels. I didn't do that thinking of anything. This is about angels in some way. Or that energy. This is the crystal that this card is associated with. Oh, why is it? Yeah, I think you're afraid of your own heart in some way. It's a feeling of like, you see the flowers. Oh, even this one, I always see this as like a being, like gifting a rose. But sometimes like, across realms. This is a feeling of there are those who want to bless you, and you're even feeling that, but you're afraid of like accepting a null offer, or like I think you're afraid that it's like the flowers will turn evil. And what is that feeling then? It's a feeling of then like, I think shame, like you had trusted and then it's like they turn around and point at you. It's a feeling of having felt like you were a part of a group, and then that group turning around and making fun of you, and definitely not like being inviting of you in that group. So that could have been something you experienced in childhood, or something in life. Runes. And I was wanting to plait my hair then. Well, I was plaiting my hair, but only slightly. Because you're aware of this, you're aware of the flowers, but I feel like there's a sense of not trusting. It's not trusting yourself in some way, because I think that you're placing your own sense of value in that which you're seeing. It's like placing your trust in the angels as opposed to in yourself and that personal connection with the angels. There's more I could get into that, but I don't feel like that's what the reading is like veering towards, which feels significant for you. There's definitely a healing going on for you, and it's kind of one where it's like you asked to be blessed. You are being blessed and like guided, healed, directed, while you continue to resist it. And it just could feel a bit, it's like there's a continual love being sent to you, like until you choose to accept it. And that's like all of existence, but this just feels like from a particular person or spirit or angel. The rune we have is Rydor. Yeah, there's something about forwards movement. Actually, I think I'll put that on each of the cards. And I laid them out, so the way they popped out was this was like the final one to pop out, and I like more pulled it out. And that's in position 1, and then the 4 cards are together like on the side. And 2 out of 4 of those have backs to them. And then the green nymph is on the side. The side, the final one. I feel like there's like a small part just to close out with you. Like you've been on a journey for a long time. Rider can talk to journeying. Yeah, interesting, because I was wanting to put it there on the, and now I have. I've put it on the first card, which is both the first and final card for you. And there's a feeling of, like, it's face down, like the R, or whatever that means. The gold is face down, and so it's like you're in perfect position, but it's like you're not seen, or you're not recognizing that perfect position, which goes a bit with the mini weird collective. I don't want to call it weird, I don't know why. Maybe that word could be triggering for you, the word weird. Take that as it resonates. A pond. A swirling pond also. I'm suddenly noticing my tiredness. It's not really that I feel tired, it's just like a physical, like appearing tired, which is this. It's like there's a sense of like you being in your place, you having like made a lot of progress. Like there's a feeling of like you've got to the end of your journey, but the also recognition that like the journey is continual, but there's something of like a you've done it, or it's okay to trust, or it's okay to rest, it's okay to receive. I think this has a lot to do with your allowance of a certain love in a certain angelic frequency. You may see a lot of visuals in the sky or in clouds, I'm being corrected, and you could really have some strong angel spirit guides, because I can I don't always, or I haven't as of late been so clairaudient, like hearing voices being directed in that way, but just then I was like quite firmly by like an angelic feeling being like corrected. It's not the sky, it was the clouds. There's like a sense of openness you're wanting to keep that doesn't feel fully true to you, because there's something more of like a direct tether you have with something. I think it's a very healing experience for you to allow in this feeling of love. I had more to say on how that it was face down, the rune. It's just like the acknowledgement that in some sense, like you're enough, and you've like you've done all you need to do in like a certain regard. It's not to say that there's not more, because again, that's the beginning. And that's Rydor. There's a whole journey to be had, but it's on the final card I pulled out. But it's face down, it's not fully acknowledging that. And yet with that, I'm wanting to pull this plat out, which is this feeling of like allowing yourself to fall into the flowers, allowing yourself to receive the rose, whatever that represents to you, from this angelic feeling. And it feels like it opens you up to so much fluidity, or so much, I'm hearing the word grace, so much grace. Well, the back of the deck wants to be shown. I'll use my red kite deck, or animal deck. I'm seeing a red kite and a hedgehog in this. Slipstream. Oh, they look like puddles. Did I say spiral puddles? They look like that. And now from this it looks like eyes. and a face, if you can see it. Yeah, and with that I'm wanting to say, if you can choose to see it, because it's there, it's just a choice to shift perspective, and that's what this all feels like, a choice to allow in. Yeah, and I thought that I would want to get more runes, like one for each of the other cards, but I don't. It's like there's everything you need right here. Or maybe more of a feeling of you don't need to grab them yourself, it's like you can have them be handed to you. And I'm really being drawn to a piece of, first a hair that I just took off my hoodie, 2 hairs, but now a piece of dried grass. Oh, I heard something then. Grass. Dried grass though. And I put it before. There's something about, like, I don't know yet, but there's something, maybe that is it. The you don't know yet part, that's significant, or that's less of a hindrance and actually more of a blessing. Yeah, maybe some of you feel like you need to be knowing something, and actually, like, you need to see more, like you need to see the face of the angel, for example, but you already have the feeling, you already have all that you need to know. It's like really allowing yourself to drop into the feelings, drop into that frequency, that energy. That term frequency might really resonate with you. And yet I had a resistance, I think more after saying it than before or during, which makes me feel like you have a resistance to that which like clicks something into place for you. You might have been getting synchronicities surrounding this a lot, and there's that pull, that resistance you have towards really accepting it. I'm wanting to say, this won't apply for everyone. Maybe that's significant too. This won't apply for everyone. But I'm wanting to say, choosing to fall into the energy of it. Like, it can be a very internal thing. Maybe what you're more resisting is like an idea of what comes of that. And feel into, when you have that fear, the difference of reality that is than what the actual feeling is. I'm wanting to bring you into an imagining of what that feeling actually would lead to, because it would lead you to that feeling. Like, it's not gonna, okay, I get the fear because there's a feeling here of like having experienced something similar before, where you thought you were falling into something trustworthy, but there's a sense that you weren't aware then. It's like there was a lack of, I heard accountability, and this is bringing in an embodiment of personal choice and your own ability to perceive. Okay, there's a little words going in. And I'm noticing myself playing with the holes in my trousers, but it's actually with like a thread that goes through the center of one of them. It's like I'm wanting to rip it off so there's no barrier. I feel suddenly like that's it, but it's an interesting energy because usually in readings, like, it will close off and it's almost like the energy becomes more. It's like there's a certain like wholeness that it takes. But here it feels like nothing. And I think that's it. I think that could even be what you're wary of. Like, you don't see the faults and you continue to look for them. Oh yeah, I love that energy of tapping into the nothingness. It's so clean. And I'm being drawn back to your crystal and how it's not actually dirty, it's just different parts of the clarity, different parts of the clear quartz. It tells a story. And I just said maybe it once was dirty, but this time it's cleaned. I want to know how I'm confused why I don't have to. Okay, full stop. I think that's the message. You're confused why there is no confusion, or you're confused why there is no, like, what's that called? Like, haha, got you. There's just a presence, just a simplicity, a connectivity. And I think it's mirroring your own sense of stability. Okay, that's where I'm going to end your reading, Pile 1. I love you. Maybe you enjoy Namaste. I haven't done that for a while. Yes, okay, Namaste. Bye-bye. Put the cards away and place them in the pocket I spat. That's why I looked at my hand weirdly. And put the green nymph away. Clonk. I love this card. The fast one you got. No. I don't feel like putting all the crystals back, so I'll put them on the left this time. Usually, or sometimes after readings, I'll jump off the chair and put them back in the shelf. In the shelf. I was just about to say, like, imagine if, like, there are shelves where it's like you go inside them, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's just a drawer. Whoever thought of the drawer. Good dude. Blue. That one does not want to show. Okay. Welcome in, Pile 2. This guy. The sky. Was it you? No, was it you that I said the sky for? In the intro? I feel like it was Pile 3. Maybe you're related to Pile 3. And just me saying that, I feel like there's something about relations. Or something you're related to. Isn't that the same thing? Maybe that's similar. Like, what are you the same as? Or what are you... No, it's the same as. It's not a similarity. It's more of like a no, this is one. This is... like an exactness. Let's use animal cards for you. What am I feeling for you? A bit of Inquisition energy. Maybe something correlated to wood. Maybe a bit of inventiveness too. A bit of crying energy too. It feels like a distant crying. I'm almost seeing like a baby crying in a room, and it's like you can kind of hear them crying. Maybe this is you remembering yourself as a child crying, and maybe no one coming. We have mouse, which instantly makes me think of it's being trapped feeling, I think. Like I'm imagining like a mouse being in like the live traps and it being inside this box and kind of squealing or wanting. It's a feeling of like, where am I? And I'm not. It's not necessarily that I don't feel safe. What is this feeling? It's like I'm clouded, I don't know what to do. I feel very emotional. But it's not such like a mental, I don't know what to do. Also magpie. Maybe it is. That's that inventive energy. What's that about? Back of the deck is grasshopper. I feel like you're in a situation you don't want to be in and you want to be free. You want to... I heard you want to be clever. You feel trapped and you're ready to transform. That's the energy. And with you, I'm wanting to move my crystal from my right ear to my left ear. Which feels like that sense of readiness, and it's going from active to passive to receiving. I feel like you've been like tugged somewhere, but not in like a gut, like I'm free and I'm choosing to be like drawn somewhere. This is more of a feeling of like a rope around the neck being dragged somewhere. I want to get a specific something for you. Is this like a relative, like making you do something, quote unquote, making, or maybe it doesn't feel like quote unquote to you? I keep feeling a sense of what do I do? What do I do? We'll get there. Back of the deck is Bosson. It's making me think of that baby energy, because this is baby Bosson. This isn't just Bosson. Either this is talking about a current situation you're in, or this is about processing an old one. So if I'm talking to you as if it's happening right now, but you don't feel that, it might be talking about how you used to feel and the emotions coming up for you to process surrounding that now. Okay, so we've got a few character cards for you. We have Celti from Durarara. We have Psyche from Psyche Kusul. From Psyche. There's something about how it's like you're not wanting it to be your mind, or you're not wanting it to have to do with your own power of intelligence or your own abilities. I keep seeing something to do with school or universities, like, or educations, degrees and stuff. I'm feeling like coerced into particular avenues that you don't feel aligned with. There's a feeling of like being let down, but I don't know if that's how you have related to it before. But I think maybe you've been in more of like a surrendered energy, and I'm being really drawn to the planet Mars. You might find that you have a sudden like passion brewing, and that doesn't, it could be about something particular for you, but it also just could be your own sense of will wanting to kind of take over and putting you into the driver's seat. I'm thinking of like, maybe you have dreams where you're not the one driving, someone else is driving. And if not, take that metaphorically, like you feel like someone else is the one leading your life. And I feel like there's such an energy of you feel so ready to fly, you feel so ready to, I heard evade concern, or those concerned. I like that, seeing it like there might be others who are really concerned for you, but the way you're feeling is like you have that Martian energy of confidence, or you have a gut knowing, you have a trust, or even if it's like not a feeling of trust or knowing, it's like a a desire that is strong enough that you don't really care what the outcome would be. It's like you'd rather take your way than go the safe way or go the way that other people want you to go that just doesn't feel life full for you. It's like you'd rather deal with the consequences of your own actions than dealing with the consequences of like someone else's actions, or your own actions that are actually just their desire for you. We have Yui from K-On! I'm suddenly blanking on his name. Raido-kun from Maharen-san. And Tsuyo from Sleepy Princess. Okay. And I wanted to show you the baby bosun again, and below that is, I wanted to say Hakase, not Hakase, Tangled. Yeah, there's something about how it's like you feel pushed into, oh, I can't see, maybe this doesn't resonate with everyone. I'm gonna just say it anyway. I feel like you feel pushed into a certain part of your brain or using your mind, but it's like you don't want that. You don't want it to be about your mind or this certain part of your mind. Maybe you want to go a more creative route, or maybe you feel, I'm looking at the Celti card now and feeling like you feel like left out in some way, or I think it's that feeling of like you feel like you have a responsibility, or you feel like you've been like made out to be a certain way, but that's not what you feel you are. That's not who you want to display yourself as, or what you want to dedicate your life to. There's a feeling of like wanting to march to the beat of your own drum. You want to find who you could be, or just be the one that you have already found yourself to be. It might feel like walking a bit of a dangerous path, but it's like she's so highlighted because of that. I feel like you have been made to feel like you needed to be contained, and you don't want to be contained. I'm going to use this deck for you, and I'm going to add the blank card to it in case it wants to come out. I think that's significant for you. It's not that the blank card could come out, or it's not that you know the blank card will come out, but it's that you just want that possibility. I think that's really significant. That's why I really want to pause there. You just want to feel that life could be good. It's a feeling of like wanting to choose the route I said, not route. I usually say route. That could be significant too. Like you want to do the unordinary thing. You want to do the thing that you haven't done before. You want to feel like it's not a feeling of like I'm taking this route, or I want to take this route because I know what will come of it. It's a feeling of like I want to take this route because at least then there's the possibility of ... If I go the other way, it's like I feel like there's not even the possibility of this thing, this energy, or this particular thing. It's a bit of a feeling of like, you know, you'd be good at something. This won't apply for everyone, I feel, but the energy still stands of like, you know, you'd be good at something, but you don't want to use yourself, your own skill set in that way. Maybe you don't want to use that skill set at all, and so maybe there's judgment surrounding not using something that you'd be so good at, because you just don't want to. You just don't want to. Like, what's the point? Maybe there's also a sense of like, there's something about maybe feeling responsible, or feeling like others, you should do things for others. The card coming out is combination, which makes me think that you feel like yourself is not your own, or your life is not yours to choose, and like you need to adhere to other people's expectations of you, or live your life based off what, like, other people around you want your life to be, or what they wish their life was, instead of them going after what they want. There could be a feeling for some of you of them taking ownership of your life and feeling as though your life is then like a reflection of them, or that they feel a satisfaction of if you make it in a certain way, then they feel accomplished. If that didn't particularly resonate, there's just a feeling of feeling tied to something that you don't want to feel tied to, and wanting more liberation, wanting more a sense of like connectivity with your soul, I think, or feeling. The great chickpea is at the back of the deck. It makes me think of the kundalini, or the spine, and that makes me think of like backbone. It's like you want to have your own back. You want to be able to build your life based off yourself as opposed to others, or maybe someone in particular, an other. I'm hearing building blocks. I'm being really drawn into, I've recently started a deities deck, and I made Athena. She's my favourite. She's so light, but that makes me think of building blocks and the power. Yeah, that brings a bit of that Martian energy I was talking about. The power to decide for yourself, the power to, I heard be responsible. So I guess be responsible for your own life. Like if you take a risk, it's your risk. It's not really about them, but maybe there are others who feel as though your own decisions like somehow define your love of them, or maybe you feel like your decisions could significantly alter particular relationships you have, or that there are others who would like take offense to your own desires, or your own like wanting to create your life your way. There's a power that I think you're being called into. Athena. Also, Odin is popping out to me. I only have 4 of these cards, but 2 of them I'm going to show for you, and Odin. Which feels a bit like that great chickpea of like a self-empowerment, and I'm thinking of how Odin like went off, he left. I don't know if this is really true, but I'm saying that Odin like left everyone in order to go on his own personal journey, and that then in turn created that enlightenment that he could then bring back to everyone. But that's not the important part. That it's like there was a sense of unknown, or there was a sense of, it's not in order to bring it back to everyone else, it's just it's like less complicated than that. There's no like I'm doing this for this. It's a feeling of more like I'm doing this full stop, it not needing to be questioned, and being able to take your own way, choose your own way. And maybe that is apart from the crowd, or maybe that is apart from your crowd. Maybe you build your own new crowd, or find another crowd. I'm hearing like, I don't know what I'm hearing. Crowd. Crabs? Guess we'll get another animal card. I haven't made a crab card. You have hear the doggy. Yeah. We have vulture. That just made me think of like someone trying to take ownership over you. And also that sense of transformation of you allowing yourself to ascend is what I'm hearing. Ascend to the state of consciousness you want to live through. You may have been taking on other people's belief systems. Not because that's actually what you believe, but just because there was a sense of safety that came with that, or a sense of connection to them that brought. I heard something along the lines of like, you feel ready to be your own master. Okay, that's where I'm going to end your reading, pile 2. Love you. See ya. There's a sense that you get to decide. Okay, I'll leave that there. Pile 3s. Welcome in, pile 3s. I was gonna wait a moment and get into your energy, but I feel like beginning it already. Could that be relevant for you? Like not waiting to begin something that you love? There's a sense of like drawing up all the energy from the bottom to the top of the crystal. And I thought that I would stop once I went round the circuit once, but I'm continuing to go. So this could have to do with I can see this going so many ways. I think there's a call when you feel like maybe there's too much possibility. Something along those lines. Of dropping back into the center of all of them. I feel like that doesn't make sense for some of you. Yeah, I feel like your reading might begin as a bit of a slow one. And I'm wondering why. Why? I just want to keep staring at it and just circling around it. Circling around something. And it's a feeling of like being in my own world. I think you were the one that I said sky for. And I keep feeling like I want to point at you. What's that about? Point. Yeah, it's like there's something about direction. Let's get runes or stuff to help. But I don't think that that's important. This all is important. Maybe there's a feeling here of like you deeming something as less important than you're wanting to say it is. Suddenly I want to check if my phone is charging. I know it is and I don't need to check. I won't check. And I think that's this feeling you have of like you're circling around something even though, but that's the fun part. I'm confused in your energy already. Okay, I'm going to use one of my tiny deck of deities and see if one wants to come out. Oh, there's something in this too because it's like, because there's only 4 cards I'm shuffling. I guess I could add more to the deck, but I'm not going to. What is this? There's a feeling from you of like taking from multiple directions or like looking. I don't know what this is. I wanted to say in your readings, like this doesn't feel like a reading somehow. I forgot what I was saying before. Oh yeah, just because there's only 4, it's like it will be harder to get out. This one. But when I said that, it's like I saw 2 of them to come out. Okay, we have Athena, and then maybe the one below. Oh, Athena, look, it looks like this. grey blue eyes, and then Isis a little. Something doesn't make sense here, but I don't understand. That would go with something not making sense. There, runes. I kind of wanted to say that, like, runes. And yeah, what is it about, like, pointing? I feel like it's like this reading is more for me. That's this feeling. It's like a guesswork, like I'm not actually providing anything, but more so like it's like I would be congratulated, like I'm trying to guess what your situation is, not for like any sense of purpose. So I feel like there's not a sense of purpose that you're in, or that this subject is surrounding. There's just a sense of a sense of joy. Okay. That makes more sense now. Some of you have definitely come from the previous pile too. I see you. And we have manas. There's a sense of like joyful collaboration that isn't for a purpose other than joy. Maybe there are purposes surrounding it, or maybe there are things that it includes that one could find to be purposeful. But that's more like other people's perspectives. I feel like the purpose is joy here. The intent is happiness. Yeah, there's no like purpose. There's no need or goal, or I'm wanting to say conflict, but I feel like that kind of doesn't make sense. I want to get another card for you. I kind of feel like saying, like, not that I even got one for you, but I did. I got 2 cards for you. Or 1.5. What's that about? See, even now I'm still in the energy of like, I don't need to be reading. I think you don't need to be reading. You don't need to be like seeking or finding something. And it's like, it's not that there's nothing to find, it's just that, and there might even be more to find, but it's because there's a core of just enjoyment. Like I was just like circling it around it and enjoying it, just looking at it. Your crystal. Okay, the 2 cards we got. This one. I think that's the upright. Yeah, there's something of a feeling here of like not even knowing if something is upright or not. And then this guy. Sleeping on something? This one just makes me think of a big snoring bubble. It's a bit, ooh, interesting. It's a bit of like a head in the clouds feeling. Even though it feels like it's kind of, there's like a root, like there's a core solar plexus, maybe fear surrounding this. I don't know that it's fear. There's a combined love here, and it's just quite simple. Let's get a card for each. Maybe one is the first one. No, they're both together. Which feels like this again. It feels like you might be like searching for some sort of, I heard closure or distance. Interesting, closure. And that just makes me think of, I think I'm gonna be misreading this now, but that put me really into someone else's energy. Very interesting. I can't get off that scissors chopping. There is some sense of closure here. Okay. Maybe you're closing out something because there's a sense of like purpose that's asking for. Maybe that's what you're cutting off. Like something needing to be with purpose. The card we got is human. Glah. What's that song? I'm only human after all. Or is that just a normal phrase and it's just a part of a song? See that just feels like this, like it's just a normal phrase and like that quote unquote purpose is just a part of this. Or like maybe a sense of like collaborating on particular things together, but that's not because the collaboration is what is holding a partnership together. It's just that is what comes of joy, that is what comes of like space and time spent together, or desire. There's a feeling here of like what is not of contentment or pleasure falls away. I just want to say the word joy again. I feel like I'm very unsatisfied with my hair placement in your reading. We have mermaid, which kind of ties in with that, like a feeling, a feeling of maybe desirability and being interesting. I can't phrase it. This is an interesting energy, very, very interesting, because I feel like I'm getting nothing, or it's like I'm actually getting a lot though. It's not a lot of direction though, and that just feels like this. It's like there's not supposed to be a lot of like because, or this is where we go. It's just a feeling of it's a bit of a feeling like two people who like each other that feel like, or maybe and I'm just gonna say you, this could be both parties feeling this way though, so take it as it resonates, but you and another liking one another, and then feeling like when you talk or when you're together, I'm gonna say, you need to already have like a list of things to talk about or to do together, but actually maybe what you, or maybe like in specific genres, but actually what you want to talk about is something more lighthearted, or actually you just want to be in the same room together. It's not actually about any one thing that you're doing. I'm unsatisfied. There's a dissatisfaction definitely flooding through here, and I didn't mention it, and I think maybe even the fact that I didn't mention it is significant. Maybe you're not mentioning your like sense of unease, that this card, and my throat kind of going like where. This card is the one in my deck that I don't really like. But it's not that I don't like it, it's just there's a perspective you can choose to take of liking. I think this would be yourself, or maybe them, or maybe I keep feeling with you like I'm not getting at anything. I feel like that's how you're feeling. And I'm suddenly becoming very aware of like, oh, I don't feel like I've been being very like myself. I first noted my hair and I was like, oh, my hair looks so long. And I love long hair. I feel at home in myself when I have long hair. And it's been growing, like I've like chopped like this much for the past like 3 years. 3 years? Maybe about that long. Did you hear that? My door just opened on its own. Well, from the wind. The wind helped open it. I don't know what that message is, but it feels significant. Anyway, there's like something about the self that's so prevalent here. And feeling like it's not okay to be yourself. Because the feeling I'm in now is like, I've noted that I don't feel like I'm being comfortable in your energy. Like I don't feel like myself right now, even though I feel like your pile might be the one that I would be able to be myself most with. There's a feeling of like, why am I not? And with that first card, which even though I said like, no, they're the same, I'm reading them as though these are two different people. I think there are two different people involved in this, or maybe multiple. I'm just gonna say two. Whoa! There's a huge red kite flew. Well, it's a normal sized red kite, but it flew close, so it looked huge. Perspective. I need to drink water. And I'm really insecure about bringing it through suddenly. Like, I drank this in pile ones, but in yours I'm getting insecure. Because it's green. And past is at the back of the deck. And I was thinking of like time to do with like my hair has grown over time. And something else that made me think of time. I don't remember, but then the past card. But there's something significant about how the red kite was like a confirming sign for there being two involved here. And yeah, the thing about how I've been reading it like, or I started to read it like these are two different people, and the first one has human with the one that I say is like my insecurity card, and then the second one has mermaid with, I don't know how to call that one. Is that significant? You don't know how to call that one? And that just sounds like it sounds like it fits this energy. I think you'll be able to apply that yourself. Okay. Oh yeah, it just felt a bit like you might see yourself as more human than like, I don't know, a mermaid seems really cool in this moment. Or just more unattainable? Untamable? But that's actually you and them. You're both humans and mermaids, apparently. Both sleeping and both unsure. See, I don't like the way I'm talking in your reading. I feel like that's you. It's like I don't like everything in this reading, even though I feel like this I would be actually, no, that's the one I like the most. I want to ask you, like, what are you looking for? Or just fall into this? What is your intention? Or I want to get a card for like, what's the but? Like, what's causing the trip up? Maybe a lack of definition. I kind of noted the blank card. What's the trip up with this Windjaw and Awas rune partnership reading? Bear behaving badly. Someone behaving badly. We have Saitama. That's funny, because this is like a human crossed with a non-human. That's the trip up. I'm thinking of like him losing his hair, like the stress is getting to you. What are you stressed about then? Yui playing her guitar. like you're stressed because of the playfulness. Why did that feel like such a confirmation? Kaiman at the back of the deck. I'm thinking of how he just like eats Nikaido's food. There's a feeling of you're stressed because I'm seeing more situation pop up now. There's something like I saw it but then I didn't. And maybe about how I feel like I say that a lot. Which feels like it relates to that time message again too. And I almost feel like I want to pull out my hair right now. Which just feels like the Saitama bald. It's like right in my face, but I can't... ... It's right in your face. And yet you can't. Okay, what's the guidance then? Because I don't know the full situation here. I'm seeing different ones. I'm actually pulling my hair out right now. Just not in a like a stressful way. Or maybe in a stressful way. Oh, many hairs coming out. I haven't brushed my hair today, so there are more to be. I heard so there's more to be said. Something of like not having released something, and so there's more that needs releasing. It feels like there's like a playfulness that you want to be a part of, but you don't want to fully fall into that playfulness. I feel a sense of that's all that needs to be said about that. I think you didn't want to acknowledge that, or you just couldn't, you weren't seeing that. Even though it's a simple message. Yeah, I think you have a bit of like a standoffishness. Because you don't feel ready to be fully in a playful energy. Or it's like... it's a feeling of like you want to be ready. But like maybe either you've tried to be in that playful energy. I feel like you haven't though, and you recognize this. I want to get another one of these guys for you. I don't know what about. Let's do it about the releasing. I can feel some of you. It's like when you look at the thing to release it, it's like that's the stuff there. That's the stuff. Good phrase. Ah! Back of the deck. Back of the deck is a Haren who feels so delicate. It is just a feeling a bit like this card. Oh, okay. It makes me think of two things. One, I was gonna say it looks like longing, like looking in the distance. I heard looking at what one can't have. There's a feeling of like, well, you can't have it if you're not choosing that you want to have, or if you're not choosing it. Because there's a feeling of like a connection that you're wanting that is very light-hearted, and yet you are not in a light-hearted energy, but and so you're feeling called to well, I don't know if you're the message coming to you through this reading is of processing that which is making you feel not vibrant and light-hearted. Or it's like, that's where to look. Because it is a choice. I just felt some people clicking off then. But not in like a feeling of like, okay, I'm clicking off to like, I've got it, I'm just gonna like focus on it. It was more of like a like angry, like fuck that. This like there's a reason why I'm saying this, expressing this too. I think it just helps you to feel more seen in your emotions here. I don't know why it makes me smile. Because it's reminding me a bit of the energy I was in at the start of the video, which is more of like a grumpiness, but it's like a like being nudged grumpy. Okay, so there's more to be said there before I look at these. Oh, just that I was saying there's some people left then because they didn't want to like look at those emotions. And it's like a leaving, continuing to be in like an upset, like in pain, I'll just say. Like it was too hard to, they didn't want to face the pain. Yeah. There's just something more I haven't really got at expressed enough, which I think is actually just that. What haven't you expressed? Oh, maybe that's what these are more on about. Okay, so we have alpha. Ding ding. I want to put them in like weird places for you. Koro sensei. There's something about his arms. Then lifeline. I need to do more Apex Legends characters. I need a Mad Maggie. Mad Maggie. Oh, I love characters. That made me just think of, I love characters like letters, like writing, which that feels like there's a lot that you're wanting to express. And I don't think it's even like to them. I think this is about maybe another part of life for some of you, or it's about them, but it's not necessarily to them. There's a feeling of like getting out what you need to get out, or releasing that which you need to release before full stop. Then we have, I wanted to say Kokoshiji. I'm thinking of that word again, Kyuketsuki. This guy. John's friend. Draluk. And Cecilia in green. Whoa, that looks really funky. It looks normal there, but when I look at it in there, it looks wonky. What is this energy? It's like painful without realizing that it's painful. It's like being close to lightheartedness and yet not. I don't know where to put Cecilia, but that feels so significant. I'll put her in between my toes, like a stand. Taking a stand. That's making me think of JoJo. There's just like a sense of knowing that floods throughout all of this. I'm seeing two of them smiling and then one of on this side, and then on this side there's one smiling and then one serious face. So it's like a feeling of like one part of each of you smiling and the other part of each of you, there's one of you that's smiling, and then there's the other of you that's not. And it feels like the part... What am I even getting at? I'm gonna move these away and look at animal cards. I wonder if that's what you're doing. It's like there's something you're just not wanting to look at, because there's a feeling of me being like, I haven't even like tried to look at it really, but I also really have. There's a feeling of like, I can't do it, I don't get it, or... But there's like a twinkling like, but I know there's something here for me to get. But you might just be wanting to look elsewhere, because that's easier. A couple others clicking off. Leopard. I saw the word shark. I don't have a shark card in here. And I'm wanting to say with that, it's like, so luckily I saw the word. Or like, luckily I misread it. So it could be something about like seeing misreading as a blessing. Seeing that which feels like you can't understand as like there's a reason why I can't understand it, or there's a reason here. No, it's more about seeing like the blessing of it, I think. Let's use this deck for you. And like move the other way. I'm just being drawn to Aaron there, because I wouldn't have seen her if I hadn't shifted viewpoints, and now I'll go into the middle. There's something about like you wouldn't have seen it. You couldn't have seen like the lightness or the undercurrent if you hadn't changed your viewpoint. And I think it's changing in a lighter way. Okay, I think this is the big thing. I think I just got it. And it's funny because I almost didn't say it. Or like I wasn't going to, but then that I just, like half of the cards just like flew out. I just thought in my head like, why do I feel like I always do these when I'm tired? These face videos. Okay, there's some, yes, that feels like the thing here. Like an annoyance of self, like feeling like you... What is that? The main one that came out is Purple Moonstone. Did I drop? No. It's like there's a feeling of like more is in place than you think. More is okay than you think. It's like they're both here. This is now apart. And in this light, I'm seeing Cecilia, like the skin just looks like she's black or brown. I still don't get why we don't call like skin that we would say like black skin, but it's not like this color. It looks more brown. I don't get that. And same with like white. Like this doesn't actually look white. It just looks like more cream. Like why don't we say like cream skinned or like pale pink skin? And it's kind of weird that we use like colours. It feels like there should be like a particular thing for that. Like how numbers are different to letters. Like why don't we just count in letters? Like why are there numbers too? Or why are there letters and numbers? There's a feeling of this, like why isn't there like a different name label for different colour skin? Why is that coming through? Is skin colour a part of this? I guess that's a synchronicity for some. I'm looking and I'm seeing a grand house. It's a big white house, and see, that's the color white. It almost looks like a castle. Greenery growing out from it, but more like it's a story now. I heard, yeah, that's enough said. And I'm like, what? Someone will get something from that. Or everyone. Be it subconscious or conscious. I think... Are you in this energy? Do you get why I'm like, am I acting exactly what you're feeling? Like, it's a feeling of like you see it, but you don't fully process it. It's like I just want to like jab. It's reminding me of when me and my brother would process things together, like talking, and we'd get things really good, and then there'd be like a lull, and we're like, okay, we should go back to like, I don't know, like back to the core. It's a feeling of like, okay, now what? It's like we were on a roll, and now what? Trains, toy track trains. Let's try runes. No, this is good. This is good. This is the energy. Is there a certain like harshness within yourself that you're processing? Or that you're becoming aware of? We have Anzus. That makes me think of more letters and words. Language. Alphabet. Alphabetize it. Baptize. Those baptisms could be significant for some of you. I always love it when like I'm really not expecting something I say to actually be a thing for anyone, and then I immediately feel like a whoa, like I can feel someone that was like what everything was talking about for them, and it's like cool. We have Isa. So there's this stagnancy in communication is what this feels like. And then Tiwaz. Good rune. There are a few of you here who would really resonate with Tyr. You look him up. Look up the asteroid Tyr. If you know that was for you, or if you didn't and you just feel like it, but that would have been for you then. I need to hold both the crystals again. Together. Anzus. Why am I thinking that that's to do with communication? Like, I know it can talk to that, but I guess I have there's a feeling here of like, it should be a different rune if it's about that, but trusting more of your own gut knowing of what really went on, or what was fair, or what there could be truths. Okay, there's either like a truth that comes through the acknowledgement of a certain lack of communication with that Isa, or it's like there's a truth. Maybe that's it for most of you, because it's hard to say the next thing. Yeah, I feel like that there has to do with like a sense of I think that's it, like seeing the truth through a certain lack of communication, or I keep not being able to say more after that, so I think that that would be it. Yeah, like a sense of unjustness, it feels like, or like a lack of communication that doesn't adhere to your own sense of morality or truth or loyalty is what I just said. Loyalty to love. Okay. Let's see if any animal cards want to flop themselves out as opposed to just me going like, is that what this is? I love that expression. I feel like I want to go back and rewatch that. Just that tiny part. But like viewing that as you. We have praying mantis. A little bit praying mantis. And fox. I like the way my head really wants to turn, because that's how I feel like praying mantids act. And back of the deck is slug. It's giving a Knight of Pentacle vibes. Slowness. Something taking a long time. Ooh, it's got a Spotify. Give a friend 3 months of premium. Never. Water. That made me think otter. Otter, like or thank you. I'm looking at the praying mantis and the fox. Hey, it's Tanika, who's Orta's friend. He's not coming out. What's at the back of the deck? I'm curious. Kanna. Kanna-chan. You want to see it? Kanna. Kanna. I feel like the light needed shunning? Was someone shunning? That brings relief to here, or that brings... It's like a relief from seeing the truth of maybe I had like a discerning eye, or like a dismissing eye. What's that called? I feel like it starts with D, but I wanted to say it ends with D. So maybe something about ending. How something was ended, or what's that? It's like not disapproving, when you like kind of looking, condescending. The D was in the middle. Condescending. 2 Ds. And I had said like 2 Ds, but I had said start and end, but this time it was middle and less middle, or middle and other middle. It feels all over the place, this reading, but I think that's just, there's an energy of like processing, maybe. This is just your energy. I feel like you skirt around the point. But it's not out of like a lacking desire to work through this. I feel like it's just like a getting a bit trapped in like 12th housey energy of like feeling directionless. Okay, that's what I would be here for, direction, or could be here for. Praying mantis and fox. Okay, that feels like direction, but I'm just confused by the praying mantis. So that makes me think there could be a sense of like confusion, or like lack of, didn't I say near the beginning, like a lack of definition? I think I did. I think that's what this is about. A lack of definition. And that's the thing you're releasing. Or that's the thing that you're bringing more awareness to, which provides, then creates a sense of releasing in some way. Oh, Tanaka is in, like, you could say that as a praying pose, and we have praying manted. Oh, who does that make me think of? I feel like I did that really recently in a reading. I don't know if I was... it was a face down reading though. I don't know if I showed it or not. I think it was just... I said like Roger and it went meow. Like that's what it feels like. So I think my hands were kind of shown. That feels like this. It's like hands were shown, like part was shown, but it wasn't really... It's like a sense of not... This didn't have a feeling of wholeness to it. Maybe some of you wholesomeness to it. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like a lot of this has to do with a sense of direction and not... It's like the energy I'm in here, it literally is what I'm trying to say is what this is to do with in like the past, or just what you're experiencing. A sense of like lacking direction, feeling a bit aimless, a lack of grounding, like what is this, or like what are you trying to say, or like what is the point of the things you're saying, or what was the intention? I think that might be key, which is weird. It's like it clicks and doesn't click. Like, where did it really come from? What did you really want to get out of this? It was a feeling of like, how heart connected was this? I'm just looking at, there's a really big airplane, but usually when there's big airplanes, well, actually it's just smaller. Again, the same thing. Wait, was it you, Red Kite? What was it confirming? It was confirming... I don't remember. I can like see it, but anyway, this smaller airplane than big airplanes, but it's just really low down and close, so it looks bigger. It's wow. I could still see it. It's like it was okay. The first thing is like it was flying so directly in my sight that I couldn't like see it. So I wonder, again, like that elusivity. But I feel like that could have even been the flip side, like the other party. It's like so direct that you can, that it was easy to dismiss. Yeah, that really hit for some. Maybe pause the video for some of you if you want. But okay, the second thing, the thing that made me laugh about that was because I saw it as, it was like the exact same shape as a Mario Bowser's ship. I don't know details enough, but I'm thinking at like the start of... Actually, I'm thinking of just loads of different Marios. I don't know, one of Bowser's like flying ships. It looked like that. Now I'm thinking of like a Donkey Kong ships, but it's not a Donkey Kong game I've played. I just watched Only Plays playing it. I don't know what game that was, but they had to throw barrels, I think. Throwing barrels, that could be significant. Throwing barrels. I'm getting like a comparison between like throwing an empty barrel and throwing a barrel with like gunpowder stuff in so that it like explodes. I'm just thinking again about like how much of myself am I being here? Because I was thinking like, see, I told you something about like this energy does feel like one that I resonate, or like I don't know if there's something of like a should be able to be more of myself here, but also feel more like I'm not. So I just think that's a part of this situation. What is the, like... Okay, there's a feeling of, like, you seeing this, but that, like, it just is it's like a reiteration of the same thing for you. It's like I'm just confirming the same thing. It's not actually creating new action or new clearing. I'm gonna put all the cards away, even though, okay, this is significant, even though I can't show you, even though you can't see them, there's a difference. It would make a difference. It's like something that you don't think would make a difference maybe to the other party. No, it changes depending on who's watching. Okay. Just something about clearing and you thinking maybe it won't make as big of a difference as it will. Clonk. I also do want to know, you know, if for those of you at the start of the reading, I'm sure this will have a message, but I said that I was going to choose 2 of the piles, or I did choose 2 of the piles for being, like, mine. And this isn't even one of them. Oh yeah, yeah. It's... What are all these noises? Why? What is this energy? You see, there's something about you. It's like, I think maybe you have a tendency to bring it to the wrong party. I wanted to say bring it back to your own sense of power. Why did I hear power to discriminate? And now I'm staring at that mermaid card. And I felt then like, I put this on my lips and I was like, wait, it was a feeling of, like, just before doing it, I felt like I was not allowed to do this. So that could be a message. But then, like, when I was on, I was like, wait, I'm allowed to do this. Oh my wonderful. Oh, interesting. Now it's like I'm pointing it at the labradorite. Ah, don't point at my labradorite. You can touch the labradorite. That's not even in shot. This guy's a little wobbly dude. Skills. I wanted. What is this energy? Direction? Question mark. Let's get another card. I was hearing that's it for the reading, and then, like, I was questioning it, I think, and then the thing I laughed at was, oh, I'm forgetting already. It's like my guide said, that's it, but you can still question it, or something along the lines of, like, that felt like the message. It felt like the thing to relay was, like, you've got it now, but you can, like, you can still be unsure, or, like, you still are unsure. I don't know, the way they said it though felt significant. So that feels like what I was saying before. It's like where it's coming from, or the way that something is expressed is important. Or I don't think that that's about looking forwards with that intention. I think that will come naturally after realizing that that is about the past, or about current situations for you. Yeah, okay, that's why I'm going to end your reading. Pile number 3. 1, 2, 3. Pile 3. Okay, bye bye. So that clearing was more just normal because I didn't get more cards. I feel like maybe I need to put my hair up for pile 4 and 5. Maybe not pile 5, but pile 4. Oh, yeah, I don't keep my bubbles there anymore. Yeah. I was like, do I brush my hair now? No. Can you see the what's that called? Grass. That's not. My face went so red then. I guess I can put my the hairs that I took out. I think. Wait, that was your pile. It just felt like ages ago. Trousers. What's that from? I thought of Flushed Away and Home Alone then. Home Away. It's making me think of Homeward Bound. Pal 4. I don't want Athena showing anymore. I want Isis and Fenrir. And I don't want to show pile 4 of them. They're just for, not just for me, but for the energy. Welcome in, pile 4. For you, it's not just about you, it's for the energy too. That just seeing that as like a separation then is weird. So there could be something about like seeing something as a separation is weird, and more recognizing the energy, or those that this affects more than just you or more than just those involved in a certain separation could help. There's a feeling of recognizing your part in the whole and feeling more fluid in your own like exchange of every day, what your placement is, and feeling maybe a bit upside down, maybe a bit like you like your sense of balance is a very particular place. It's not like you have so much desire to be able to fit anywhere. I think you feel strongly like you really want to be a particular light or a particular like waypoint, and this could have to do with a particular separation of yours, or separating certain parts of your life, or certain parts of your energy, like recognizing that you're not like a rectangle pillar, but you're a more of like a triangle, balanced in a very particular place that holds the space for a lot of other energies that all that direct down to you. Let's get some of these cards for you. Ooh, actually I feel this deck in an interesting way. I don't know that I'd usually say I feel this deck in this energy, but it's so important that I do. And I think that that is your message. It's like a feeling of being more particular than you might feel at ease being. It's a feeling of like you feel called into like not all of yourself, but a particular like avenue of self to like highlight that. I think that really grounds you. It brings a sense of ease and a sense of like, oh yeah, I wasn't supposed to be being lots of different energies. I was supposed to be being a particular thread, a particular opening, a particular waypoint. That word waypoint might really resonate for you. We have loads of eyes. Yeah, I think this has to do with others, and maybe you relate that to a particular other, but I think that it's like if this, that separation word made you think of a particular other or particular certain things in your life, it's yes about that kind of, but it's more about like how do you handle that, or what is your relationship with that separation, and seeing how that is that pillar that holds the energy for so much more, and that is the focus, or that is what this reading's focus is for you. Maybe to do with carrot energy. I love carrot energy. It's the only vegetable or fruit I have. Wait, legume. I have drawn a great chickpea and a peanut butter card, but those aren't vegetables or fruits. So, wait, are peanuts vegetables? Because they grow like underground in like a vegetable type thing. Are legumes vegetables? I feel like that's just a different category. Okay, let's leave that there. Yeah, there's something that you're leaving. You're leaving behind something, and that energy that you hold from that, or like where that comes from, like why there is a separation, the why, that is, I want to show this again, it's like that is the tipping point, but maybe it's like that's the tipping point for many people where they can then look to you for that guidance on that, or that recognition of what can be. You hold a certain energy, a certain state of being from a particular placement of yours, or a particular way that you handle certain things. This is also like very particular. Some of you might have creations surrounding this, but it's not like purely me saying like see the value in those creations. It's not about that. It's like just feeling your own placement. What is the placement that feels true for you to hold? I'm wanting to say also, like, when others look at you, what do they see? And be that thing that they see. Or allow that realization to like help you fully settle, or more so settle into that essence, that standing, or that sitting, as I am demonstrating. Yeah, it's that energy. It's like, as I am demonstrating, you're demonstrating a certain viewpoint that allows others to access that viewpoint more readily. Yeah, okay. I love the carrot card for you because it's an energy that feels that sense of like grounding, very rooted, but also it's like, it's not like a large root vegetable, like it's not like a turnip, or like potatoes. It's like right directly down. There's a feeling of I'm trying to look for the right word, and I think that's the thing to say. It's like you are the right word. It's a particular energy, and I feel like right now I'm like waving through a darkness that I can't quite navigate, and it's like you are the pin in the center. It's like you're not, and it's like that's what enables me to really recognize you as something that I can trust, because it's not like a big, I don't know, it's not something else. It's not many things, or it's not, maybe you'll know the energy, but it's like a really direct pin. I don't know why it's a pin, but I'm seeing it as like a silver pin or a silver needle. That could be a shape you what is this? That could be a shape you really resonate with, like a needle shape. Well, you could meditate on a needle. I'm thinking now on what do needles do? It's like they thread things together. They create the entire tapestry. They bring like multiple pieces into formation. But it's like you're not. I'm wanting to say something along the lines of like, you're not actually doing the weaving, you are just the needle. You show people that weaving is a thing through being just that very particular needle. Maybe some of you do resonate more with the weaving part, but I don't want to say that here. It's like, just be the needle. Just show. I want to say the word waypoint again. Just show that waypoint. There's something strong about your perspective. There's a clarity to you. There's a sense of, like, it's not a readjusting energy. Even if maybe to some people it appears to be moving or mutable, it's a very fixed energy. It's that feeling of like, this needle is like floating. It's not actually like grounded onto anything, but it's there and it doesn't move. Yeah, I want to say that again. The needle is there and it doesn't move. You provide that line of sight. I keep seeing it like it's a similar energy to portal energy. Like they're seeing the portal that is this needle. But it's almost like it's not the portal. Why is there something about my hair here? Because I could just leave it there and not care, but I'm caring about it. Maybe that's just for some people. It just keeps popping out. Yeah, the feeling is like it's the needle. You are the needle that appears to be a portal, but it's not. It's just because to get to that needle, you need to traverse through loads and loads and loads of portals. And that's the purpose. It's like when you get to the needle, it's like a realization, oh, what was the point of this again? Like, this is just a needle. And that's kind of the thing. It's either a feeling of like no one can get to the needle, and it's always that sense of progression and just being that, again, waypoint. It literally is like, I'm seeing a pillar, but it's like it doesn't serve a purpose. The purpose is just to be a waypoint, a pillar. It's like it doesn't actually do anything. But that is the thing that it does. But no, that confuses it more. I think it's less confusing when you see it as like, no, actually, it has no purpose. There's no reason why anyone needs to be going to this pillar. There's no reason why anyone needs to be checking out this needle. It just exists. And people get to go through all these portals because they have this desire to go to the needle. But ultimately, for the few that do get to the needle, that like there's no point to it. I'm thinking that like those who you would resonate with wouldn't full stop. I think you'll take different things from that. And I'm with that, this energy now, I'm being drawn to all of the greenery of the carrot. And I'm wanting to say that is the carrot. Usually I view just the root as the carrot, but the carrot is also the leaves. And that is what this feels like. It's like, this is more of you and more of the entirety of you, but that's not what anyone else cares about. This is the needle. That's what this reading is more about, the needle part, the waypoint part. For those in the dark, for those under the soil who aren't above ground, it's like that is that. that light of like, it's like you're being asked to have part of your body in the dark so that you can say to everyone else in the dark, hey look, I'm here, like I'm existing in this dark, like see how it's done and see how I grow, see how I go above. But it's not being like, hey look, I'm above ground, I'm in the lightness, and then kind of like waving from the lightness to those in the dark, like, hey, I love you, or like, hey, look what's possible. It's like, no, look, I'm in the dark with you, look at me, like I'm also above the ground. And maybe they can't even see that, but they feel that. That's why that needle kind of glistens. Actually, I feel like closing off your reading there. Okay, simple, cool. See ya. What the freaking is this? And why am I being annoyed by it? That's what I want to know. I'm gonna like intentionally not do anything about it. I look like a teacup. I'm gonna intentionally not do anything about it for Pearl 5. And I'm surprised that I still feel like my eyes are tired. I thought after a while of being in the reading I'd feel more alive. Okay. Water. I did have like a very full dream night last night. Which, did I say this in a video a while ago? I don't know, a little bit ago. Not a while ago, haven't known this for a while. I have Morpheus on my ascendant. And I'm like, I feel like that explains so much. Okay. Welcome in. Pal 5, the shell. The shell. Why the shell? It feels like I'm calling you the shell. That which holds, and that which also has like grooves on the outside. It's not grooves for harm, and it's not even grooves to keep out. It's almost like you have a facade of being defensive, a facade of being able to hurt. But it's not even because that's the intention, it's just that that is a part of how others see you. And I feel like that's being highlighted to you because maybe you've lacked the understanding from being in the inside that is so smooth, lacked the full clarity of why you have been treated the way you have in the past. And it's because you have spikes on the outside. They're not intended to harm, but they can if viewed as harmful. And it's only a perceived harm, but also what is perception and what is true harm? What is true anything? There's a feeling of you having hurt others unintentionally and bringing awareness to that and seeing what that brings up within you. And then drawing yourself back to that soft interior. And understanding that like there's grooves on the inside, there's lines to this on the inside that reflect out into the outside. But the outside also has these spikes. I feel like I got close to saying the thing I was trying to say then, but I didn't say it. Okay. Let's get some cards for you. Pile 5, the shell. Ooh, I haven't put Pile 4's card or crystal away. Is there something you have? Ooh, and I put it in the wrong deck. Interesting stuff. Okay, cool. I'm more getting into this reading now. I feel like that start didn't do justice to the energy you're in. This is the card that's popping out. I'm going to keep that out for you, actually. There's another... What? Okay, I just split the deck. My big deck. My big normal deck. What the... Okay, and found a card, this card, which is not supposed to be in that deck. Okay, but it's like I literally cut the deck in half and found the exact card that wasn't supposed to be there. You're really illuminating a part of yourself that, oh, you found something that was out of place, and it's very invigorating. It's like, that's the thing I was missing. Awareness. I think for a lot of you, it's like awareness of what wasn't fitting for you, what didn't feel like you that you were holding. For a lot of you, maybe those spikes. Okay, human. What am I not getting? I'm not getting something in your reading. I wonder if that's just a part of what this is, like something that you haven't been getting or you weren't getting. I think maybe something you weren't getting, actually. I'm seeing that in a different way. Not like understanding, but something you weren't literally receiving because of like a certain card being in the wrong deck. Or was it two? It's like, there's something about how, because I had placed someone else's pile's card in the wrong deck, that then led me to that wrong deck. I opened it and saw the other part that I had been missing, received that, then can go back to the right deck. I'm seeing one example. Not everyone's going to resonate with this, but I'm going to say it because I think the metaphor will stand. I'm seeing an example of someone feeling like they're in... Okay, someone in a partnership, and they feel like that there's a sense of conflict in the partnership. The partnership... And they love this partner. There is love in this partnership, and then that partnership breaks down. They move and they go into another partnership, and that partnership, they realize something integral, and with that, then they leave that partnership and return to the previous partnership with that integral piece of themselves. For you, this could even just be about your own relationship with self. This could have nothing to do with anyone else. But I feel like me mentioning that it could have to do with others for a lot of you. There's a feeling of like an aha moment of your nature. Okay, we have Arcturians, Oak Tree. I heard something along the lines of, this allows you to live in the world. This allows you to like live more truly to you. Sycamore. I'm wanting to say like it, but it's not a maple tree. It's a sycamore maple. Auriga. There's a sense of like expansion in your reading. We have Auriga at the back of the deck. That made me think of Eureka, which makes me, which feels in tandem with the human card. Things are all twisting. It's like there's a formation that you're becoming that takes a little bit to fully click into place. And now I'm feeling like I've been reading more of like my interactions, and now I'm wanting to bring it actually back to the center point of actually what this is about. Like, I was reading how the cards were relating to one another, and this isn't fully true, but the message stands. I was reading how the cards relate with one another and not actually reading the cards themselves. So now I'll read the actual thing. That just feels like the message for you of like, before being more like outside and like making changes, and then being able to actually implement those changes or to live through how those changes like have affected you, or like what that was all about. There's like a center point to your reading, maybe to your life, like there's a drawing home in some way. I keep being drawn back in your reading to something, how do I say that? What is that? It's something that kind of makes me want to cry. It's like I keep being drawn back to a failure, or I keep being drawn back to something that makes me afraid to post the video. Something that feels like an embarrassment, maybe, something along those lines. And that's very much in your energy. So, okay, no more need to be said on that. There could be something, there's no more needs to be said on something, or like worked out, like there has been something that you have worked out. The 3 cards, and I'm wanting to show them all at once. Hikari, Draluk, and Cecilia. I have hairs stuck to me. Many hairs. Ophelia. Ophelia could be significant. I'm thinking of the Taylor Swift song Fate of Ophelia, and now Opalite. Dang, dang, dang. I'm really noticing the mouths of like open mouth, shut mouth, open mouth. I'm just processing. I wonder if that's what you're doing. You're in a processing feeling. Because I see 2 situations, but I think they're not even the primary ones, which feels like that sense of like get back to the focus, or like instead of the outer shell, it's like you're being more drawn into remembering the soft inside. I think there could be a sense for you of like it's like every time you look to a certain thing, it's like, is that it? And then you look at something and you're reminded like, okay, no, oh yeah. And then you try and look somewhere else and it's like, oh yeah, no. There's a sense of like being continually, like having something continually mirrored back to you. Oh, I'm only now realizing 2 of these are vampires and 1 of them is a robot. That makes me think of it like some sort of emptiness. And even Cecilia, like, because of the way I painted her mouth, it kind of looks like she's a vampire. So vampires could be significant here. Needing blood. Flesh and blood. I'm thinking of like, what are you craving? But more so I'm thinking of a sense of like having grown teeth to suck blood, but actually that having been like maybe, yeah, I'll just keep saying this, that having been a coping mechanism because you felt like because you weren't given human food as a child, you developed fangs in order to suck blood, or a different type of energy source, which created like a rough exterior in some sense, and you're being drawn back to remembering how you actually are human, and you actually don't need this sustenance that you get your life force from in the way that you have been, and that you can like eat far more easily because you are a human and you can eat those things, but you weren't given those things to eat as a child, or you were told that you weren't a human, you couldn't eat those things. It's like you learned that you couldn't be the soft you, so you developed that hard you, And now you're remembering that it is safe for you to be I'm feeling like it's safe for you to receive. It's safe for you to like feel safe enough to receive and to give. You're being reminded of your softness, of like a sense of fullness. I feel, ow, I just scraped myself and hit my nose with that. What is that message? I feel like this is going to go into a bit of a gentler reading. And I feel like there's a bit of pain surrounding, like not feeling like you fully have something, feeling a certain emptiness, and then being drawn back into what is actually there. So one way of me seeing this is this oak tree is making me think of like a hollowed oak tree, like with nothing inside it. And then compared to a sycamore tree, which I'm thinking of a particular experience of like having seen beings inside of a sycamore tree. So it's like it's so full. It's like a simple comparison of feeling like you lack to recognizing that you are full. It's just like that. It's not like I have two different oak trees that I'm comparing to with like that I've drawn, like one oak tree that is hollow and one oak tree that has fullness. It's like the perspective shift comes when you see that it's like not seeing that the oak tree that you are is full. It's actually seeing like, oh yeah, I'm not an oak tree, I'm a sycamore tree. Like a shift in perspective of what breed you really are. It's a feeling of like, oh yeah, it was safe for me to love all along, or it was safe for me to feel the way I feel. I'm getting an example of in the past when I've felt a lot like I needed to keep like trailing ahead, and like if I would feel like I was alone, for example, like I felt like I wanted closeness with others, then I would feel like I needed to like strengthen and be like, it's okay, like I'm okay. And actually the healing comes when you decide to accept that part of yourself that actually isn't okay, because that's that child of you that is screaming like, give me love, and then being taught in childhood that that's not okay, like that you need to not be screaming in some sense. There's a feeling here of like allowing yourself to have desires, or having yourself to feel not okay, to feel that lack, because you might have been taught that like you needed to supplement that lack as opposed to feel it and embrace that you feel that way. It's like a feeling of being made to feel like you needed to be extra, or you needed to be more capable, or more like have more than you are. So it's like first recognizing like, actually I feel like a hollow tree, but it's through that recognition of like what you're wanting, what you're missing, that allows you to actually sink into what you currently are. And what you find is that what you currently are is actually more full, because you allow that to be a desire. You allow yourself to be filled. You in like essence and spirit, you ask like, actually I do want help, or actually, like in my case, the loneliness feeling, like actually I do want others, like like yes, I can find a sense of like okayness with myself, but actually I want others. And a feeling of that is what opens up that that saying that part that felt lonely, saying that's okay, you're allowed to want others. And that's what opens that thread, opens that channel for that to be reciprocated, and that just acceptance feeling. it's like a part of you that feels cold or maybe numb. It's like that is the part to recognize as what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, and to have be okay, not needed to be run away from or changed or improved. I feel like that word improve might fit here. Okay, I'm gonna end your reading there, Pile 1. Why did I call you Pile 1? You're Pile 5. That's like the least close to 1, but actually it's the closest. Ah, that message feels like it fits. It's the least close, but it's actually the closest. For those of you who felt like you wanted to like move forwards or make progress with this Auriga at the back of the deck, which can symbolize a chariot, there's a feeling of like the recognition of being like at ground 1 or being like at rock bottom is what allows you to like press the button on the button the button on the chariot. It's like a mechanical chariot, a mechanical Auriga that takes you to 5 or then 6. It's like if you're trying to convince yourself that you're actually at 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 5, if you're trying to convince yourself that you're feeling at 5 when actually you're feeling at 1, like that doesn't actually allow you to press the button of go, because the chariot isn't there. The chariot isn't actually at 5. So pretending that you're at 5 when actually you're feeling like you're at 1, it isn't like grounding a sense of the actual like journey that the chariot wants to take. Just where you are. I feel like that was a jumble, but it probably made sense. It might have made sense. And I feel like that is important. It's like there's a recognition of what it is. It's like it doesn't matter if it did or didn't make sense, but there's like the power is in the recognition of which one it actually is, because that's what brings you to that starting point. That's what brings you to the place where you can just zoom ahead then. But if you're not actually feeling ahead, then convincing yourself that you need to be ahead isn't what actually brings that sense of peace and acceptance and then fullness and progression. I'm kind of happy with how that was said, kind of not, but that, again, it just feels like accepting which feelings you actually have right now. That's the message for you, pile number 5. That is the real pile you are. Okay, bye bye.